Hello and welcome to another Owl Nights review where we review games from a casual gamer standpoint with no outside incentive. Let's talk about New World Aeternum. Developed and published by Amazon Games, New World Aeternum had all the makings of an epic MMO, with a sprawling open world set in a beautiful, fantastical version of the Americas, complete with resource gathering, crafting, and combat mechanics that promise to push the boundaries. Unfortunately, the game released in a state that was less than polished, and it really feels like a cash grab rather than a finished product. I've been waiting for a game like this for a while, so I was really hoping it would live up to the hype, but man, it just doesn't. As for the monetization, while the New World Aeternum isn't a subscription-based MMO, you do still need to fork out a chunk of change to play. Right now it's listed for about $39.99 on Steam, but you'll quickly realize that the entry price is just the entry price. Once you're in, it's pretty clear that there's a lot of microtransactions lurking in the background. The cosmetic store, while not overly invasive, is still something that makes you feel like you're being pushed to pay more for content that should have been included in the base game. Let's talk about the mechanics. The combat, while initially intriguing with its action-based system, quickly becomes repetitive and unrefined. Battle feels like playing a hack and slash and doesn't take long before the charm starts to fade. The New World Aeternum itself is beautiful, but it's mostly hollow. Nothing more than a series of grindy fetch quests and endless gathering tasks that get old before you even reach the halfway point. Don't even get me started on the launch. Amazon Games promised a lot, but upon release, the servers were plagued with issues, long queues, crashes, and lag. The performance was awful. The optimizations just weren't there. Considering Amazon's massive infrastructure, it was embarrassing that a game of this scale launched in such a rough state. It felt like the development team was scrambling to finish something that should have been delayed at least a year. With that said, this version of the game should have felt a lot more complete than it does. Aeternum's biggest flaw, though, is its identity crisis. It doesn't seem to know if it's a hardcore MMO or a more casual experience. The lack of real endgame content, repetitive nature of quests, and the shallow social interactions leave a lot to be desired. What should have been a dynamic and engaging world feels more like a disjointed, half-baked attempt at a world that, in the end, doesn't deliver. The game launched as PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S versions on October 15th, 2024, but if you were hoping for a more polished experience on console, think again. These versions feel just as underwhelming, and it's clear that the developers couldn't quite make up the leap from PC to console with the same attention to detail that they needed. In summary, New World Aeternum is a game that had the potential, but got bogged down by poor execution, underwhelming content, and technical issues that were never really fixed. It's hard to recommend, especially at $39.99. There are better MMOs out there that actually feel complete and offer something worth your time. Maybe someday Amazon Games will turn it around, but for now, it's just not worth the investment. Thank you for checking out another Owl Nights review. Please make sure to check out our podcast, Gaming at the Round Table, and our other reviews on YouTube.